I like the physical edge. I hate PI. I like guys being physical. I like guys being on the line. There's things we got to clean up, obviously, and we address that every day. It's not like we're ignoring it. We have to take care of it and play clean and play physical and all that stuff. But I like the edge of our defense and the nastiness of our defense and the running to the ball and being physical and hitting and all that stuff. I don't want to change an ounce of that. What we got to do is clean up our assignments and the dumb penalties.
That's kind of what
concern is the lack of a good pass rush, no sacks.
We've knocked 2 quarterbacks out of games, so I wouldn't say that we've had bad pass rush, but we've had to blitz to get home to make the ball come out on time. Our 4-man rush needs improvement, so we have to improve it. We have to improve the coverage, and we have to improve getting there with 4 guys. When we send 5, the ball is coming out on time. We're making plays. I mean, we did some statistics this morning, and we're doing them all the time. But when we zone blitz, the completion percentage is like below 40%, and they're getting like 5 yards of play. When we're rushing with 4, the numbers climb. When we're rushing with 3, the numbers climb. So it's emphasis on more of our straight 4-man rush and 3-man rush, and that's what we got to emphasize.
How much will getting Bronson back alleviate?
I'm not sure. I've only seen him in 1 game. I'm not sure. I hope it does, but he had 2 sacks in that game. So, I'm hopeful that he provides, a big body with good pass rush, so I hope so.
Did you game plan that game as if, because he warmed up, did you game plan as if he was going to play?
We game plan like he wasn't, and if he came, it was going to be, it was going to be a bonus. Mm-hmm.
With pass interference, it's such a subjective thing with the officials. Is it a technique issue?
Yeah.
You tell your kids you have to be in a good area?
It was a technical thing. Like every one of those pass interference calls I agreed with. First one, Rob Daniels got turned for the ball. Now they could have called offensive pass interference on that one, but I wasn't disappointed that they called defensive pass interference. It wasn't the wrong call. He's not turning his head around. The second one that he had an arm bar and he didn't turn his head around fast enough. So major focus on getting his eyes around. Jordan Johnson's was PI. He's trying to widen the guy too far and leaning on him too far, and then he didn't get his eyes around, so he ended up stacked and had to crawl back up on top. So that was PI. Jordan Prager's was early in the flat. He just came off early in the flat and made contact before. So I would say every one of those were PI. The one that Sky had was a blown assignment. That wasn't his guy. He was just trying to catch up, and if I was him, I would have tackled the guy, just to make sure they didn't score a touchdown. So that one was a blown assignment, a guy not doing his job. So technique to clean up, assignment to clean up, for sure. That's what we got to do.
But it's not just this variable with the official.
Those are PI. Those are PI. When you watch it,
that
is PI. You need to do your job. Get your head around, get your hand off him, don't stack him, don't hit him early. Those are things we're coaching. Those are fixable mistakes right there. So I would say I agree with every single one of them, and we got to fix them.
What do you mean by stacking?
What I mean by stack is he's widening the receiver. The receiver's trying to get up on top of him. He's trying to lean too far, and the receiver ends up inside and on top, and he's outside, and he's trying to climb, and he can't. He's got to keep distance, keep separation, keep feel while he's finding the ball at the same time.
What about making plays on the ball? It looked like the Virginia receivers did a really good job of that.
We did not. When the ball's in the air, we're looking at the quarterback. Rob Daniel had 1 pick. He should have had 4, but he didn't because he didn't look at what he's supposed to look at. There was a number of times, too, where we had an assignment breakdown where a rusher was supposed to rush and didn't rush, where there's a clean path to sack the quarterback. So we got to fix that.
How much did defending, I think it was 102 plays, maybe more, how much did that put a strain on your defense?
If I look at conditioning and playing hard, you leave that game and you're like, what happened? We didn't play well. So you go home and you're like, man, we probably didn't play hard, or we didn't do this or that. Number one thing when I turn the film on is probably 25 guys played hard for 110 plays. Hard. I'm talking hard from start to finish. There's no conditioning factor in it. Guys were playing as hard from the start as they were at the finish. So that's positive. The positive is we're playing hard, we're playing physical. The bad thing about 110 plays is, they're a tempo team. I watched them last year go 95, 98 plays against Miami, against North Carolina, and we knew they were going to run a lot of plays. But a bunch of it was our doing. The third down conversion, we could have made that an 85 play game instead of a 110 play game. So it was our own doing. And so, you're trying to call into stuff, and stuff wasn't. There was certain things that weren't working. And first down leads to third down, and you got to be better on first and second down, basically.
Are you going to game plan for 2 quarterbacks for the Aggies?
Yeah, we got to be ready for both of them. Yeah, definitely. Definitely, Chucky's different than the guy they're playing now. So we got film on both of them. We're super, super, super familiar and comfortable with their scheme against our scheme, but there's a different element there of a different kind of playmaker versus, the guy that is his backup.
What do you see from Garrettson that maybe you don't see from Chucky? Maybe a strength is there?
I would say it'd be like having Taysom Hill in the game and then having Christian Stewart in the game. You know, there's a heightened awareness of playmaking ability where the other guy's a really good player, but he's not Chucky Keaton, no matter what anybody says. But he can throw, and he's more of a pocket guy. He is athletic, and he can run on you like any other Division I college quarterback can, but he's not Chucky, you know, but he could beat us. You know, he could beat us if we don't do what we're supposed to. So we got to be ready for both of them, be ready for their scheme, and be ready to go.
With all the things you talked about that you want to work on with the defense, the bye week coming at this point, is that a good time just
go
because
time? I mean, we got to go. We got to go. We have got to go. We have a good defense. We have good players. We have some glaring things that we got to fix right now. And so, I mean, we're on red alert right now from Monday through Saturday, and it's a work week, and everybody needs to practice. If you're injured, you're practicing. If you're hurt, like really hurt, then you're not practicing. But we got to get going, and we got to get better at a few things. So the focus is totally on us getting better at the areas that we need to target, and we're going to do that.
You were tackling pretty well first 3 games. Maybe Virginia was a slip-up. Is that just
No, I
function
mean,
of all those plays?
it's concentration. No, because it was happening early. You know, I thought actually as the game went on, we tackled better. It was not. I don't think it had a thing to do with conditioning. You know, I think we've had some big hits this year, and guys are going with their shoulder and they're trying to knock guys out, and we're missing. And you know, when it cuts back in, you know, we had the wrong leverage sometimes where, you know, a flat defender's supposed to turn the ball back inside. He doesn't turn it back inside, so now it leads to guys chasing. And when they're expecting the ball to turn back in, they're going to have a hit and a tackle. And so it's leverage, it's wrap up, it's all those kind of things, just focus and mental edge and all that stuff. But conditioning, I would say no.
4-0 to start the year. I mean, can't be any better than that,
Yeah.
even if things weren't perfect.
Yeah, I mean, personally, you know, I'm glad we won. I think our quarterback is a heck of a player. I think our punter played an outstanding game. You know, you smile for a second, but my smile was fake, and I'm not happy about how we played, you know, and I don't think our defensive guys are happy about how we played. We're glad that we won. We're not happy with how we performed. There's not anything we really did besides get the 2 turnovers that we're happy with. You know, we're not happy with how we executed. We're not happy with how we played. We're happy that we won. And, you know, we've said this, and our guys said it, and I think they believe it, but it's a 1-game season. We overcame that obstacle. Let's learn for what we need to learn, and now all the focus is on Utah State and really nothing else, and us getting better. So.